Hey everybody, Mike here again, AZ Gardener. Today's date is Saturday, September 12th, 2020. What you're looking at are my two garden beds ready to get my fall garden in. So stay tuned and I'll show you how I get this done. So step 1 to preparing my garden beds for fall planting is to take all of this season's growth, everything that's been dried up, and I break it down into smaller bits and just kind of crush it. And what I'm going to do is layer all my amendments on top of this, so I don't pull it out unless it's really too big. There was some pieces over here that had some pretty big stalks, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'll break those down later and put them in my compost, or just throw them in my yard where my wood chips are at. But everything else that was fine enough that I think will break down easily enough just stayed where it is. So it's all here, it's all been crushed up, and I'm gonna layer on top of it. So stay tuned, I'll show you the next step.
This is the second step of amending your garden for fall planting.
All right, everybody, so second step of amending your garden beds for fall planting. We have raked out all the potting soil. You saw we had 4 bags of locally made compost / potting soil. For the beds that I have, I use 3 to 4 per bed, so we've spread that out evenly in a layer. Okay, step 3 is we're gonna add a light layer of steer manure on top of the potting soil we just put down. Step 3 is complete, so I went ahead and raked out a light layer of the steer manure. All right, next thing I do here is I add a light layer of lava sand. All right, next step is to add a light layer of chicken manure. I either use pelletized or granulated. Right now I'm using this heat treated and granulated chicken manure. So as you can see, I just dusted it with a light layer of that. Okay, the next thing I add is soil sulfur. So it's just elemental sulfur. Spread a light layer on the garden bed, and that's going to help reduce the soil pH. All right, next thing that I add is a light layer of blood meal. All right, next step is to add a light layer of bone meal. All right, next step here is to add a dusting of rock dust, also known as azomite. Add a little layer of Epsom salt, just a real light layer. Sprinkle it over the top. I just get this at Winco. It's the cheapest stuff I've found so far. All right, very last step here is I'm gonna take about half a bag of peat moss or so and just sprinkle it over the top of everything. And that's gonna do a couple things for us. First off, it's gonna hold in all the real dusty particles. Keeps these from blowing away. After I get it spread out, I'm gonna go ahead and water it in real good too. But I find the peat moss really keeps the dust down, so it'll make sure all those amendments you added stay put. Another thing it does is it helps reduce your pH, so your plants will grow better. And the last thing it does is it holds moisture in, so it's really kind of a 3-for-1, and it's really good medium for getting your seeds germinated. So I like to do this part last. All right, have the peat moss raked out. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for now, and I watered it in really well. So that is it. These beds are now ready to plant my fall garden. I will probably get planted here, I don't know, I'd say the next week or so. I'm gonna keep an eye on the weather, make sure we're not gonna get too many heat spikes. It's never fails every year. I'll try to plant, I think I'm on time, and then we get a heat spike and then I lose some of my plants right away, so I end up replanting or reseeding. So it's pretty frustrating. So this year I'm going to try to wait it out and try to forecast it a little better, but it happens. It's kind of part of the deal. So I will show you once I get planted and my crops start coming up. I'll show you what I got growing, but for now, this is what I got. It's all done. See you guys next time.